So we're just gonna leave it and ignore it. The video, that's how I deal with all my problems. I just ignore them. Like, it's fine. Hi you guys, welcome back to Perfume Vegas from my perfume closet. I am Holly Golightly and I am here to share some perfume goodies with you. The video that I'm going to show you today, or the video that I have for you today, is ranking my spring perfumes, my favorite spring perfumes that I'm wearing. So back here are all of the perfumes that I'm currently wearing, and I am ranking my least to most favorite scents that, you know, I put on every day. I didn't include, where is she? Their Exotic Jungle from Police, because I've talked about it so much. I feel like everyone knows that I love that fragrance. And To Be the Queen, I've left out as well, because I wear that mostly as a bedtime scent. So I've left those two out. The rest of these I wear during the day or just whenever I need a mood pick-me-up. So I'm going to start with my least favorite and move to my most favorite. But of course, I love them all. I wouldn't own them if I didn't. I do have to give some credit where credit is due. I have seen other people do similar videos. Off the top of my head, I know Just Jane did one, and I know Mila LeBlanc just did one. So those videos, I'll either link them in cards or down below for you to go check out. They're much more exhaustive than this. This is just my top 5 of the spring perfumes I'm wearing. So without further ado and without me babbling anymore, let's go ahead and get into it. So number 5 in this list that I have been wearing, I've been wearing this a lot because it's super fresh. It's a really nice aquatic. It's a little bit masculine. I really like to wear masculine fragrances at bedtime. So I tend to put this on during the nighttime when I'm going to bed or when I'm just out of the shower. It's a little bit stronger than a typical shower fragrance, but it is still very uplifting because it's a woody aquatic scent, and that is 8 and Bob Cape d'Antibes. It's beautiful. I think this fragrance is beautiful for a man. I think it would be amazing on a man, but even on a woman, I think it's gorgeous. It's so nice. A fresh, aquatic, woody fragrance. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. I think it captures the feeling that they were going for, that the perfumer was going for very well. This perfume, I purchased my bottle from Sephora several years ago. This perfume, or cologne, or male fragrance, this masculine fragrance does not have very good reviews on Sephora. I haven't checked like Fragrantica or Base Notes or any of the other like kind of aggregate review sites. And I'm really surprised. I'm not sure why. It could be that the longevity is not as great as some other scents that I have tried in this same genre. But sorry, I feel that for the quality of the fragrance itself, so I definitely don't mark it down for that at all. I love wearing this. So again, at number 5, that was 8 and Bob Cape d'Antibes. I use this in spring and summer. It smells so good, and it has that nice woody note. It's really nice. Okay, number 4. My number 4 fragrance is actually the newest fragrance of the ones I'm showing you and the most inexpensive. So what I've got here is actually a fairly good selection of affordable fragrances and high-end. So at full price, the 8 and Bob fragrance will run you about $180, I think is what they're, like 160 something or 170 something, 189 maybe, around there, slightly under 200. Of course, you can always find deals. Always. I just love it. I just love it. So that's on the higher end. The next fragrance is the least expensive. It cost me $3 US. And it is, I should actually leave the cap on. This is the Zara fragrance Deep Garden. So this was the Zara fragrance that I picked up in my haul. I'll link that for you somewhere here. That was in a roller ball. And I decanted it into this travel vial, and that is how much I have left because I use it. It was full, right? And I use it so much, I've actually used it almost halfway gone. I really like this. I didn't really get a chance to give it a good shot when it was in the rollerball form. I find that roller balls are great for travel, but I would suggest them only for fragrances that you already know that you enjoy. Excuse me. Because with a roller ball, what happens is there's such a high concentration of alcohol that sits on your skin for so long, it's difficult to fully understand the complexities of the fragrance. Once it's decanted and it's in the atomizer format, you get the notes and the nuances much more clearly. And that's what happened with Deep Garden. When I decanted it and I was able to smell it and I began wearing it, I just love it. I really do. I'm going to probably buy a full size of this once I run out of the travel spray. It's just a beautiful kind of fruity floral. First of all, that's my kind of gravitational pull for women's fragrances. Fruity floral with a patchouli or musky base. Woody kind of musky base. This doesn't have that muskiness on the bottom, but it's a really nice sweet floral. And when it dries down on the skin, it just dries down to very soft, powdery-ish floral. It's not like old lady smelling at all. That's not what I get from Deep Garden at all. It's just a soft, warm, slightly powdery floral. It's really nice. It's really, really beautiful. This, of the fragrances that I purchased, is the only one that I would repurchase for sure. And I wish that this one had been one of the ones I'd picked up in a larger size instead of in the travel size. But that's okay. They're inexpensive and it is available on Zara's website here in the US. So I'll be rectifying that ASAP. Next, number 3 that I wear most often, my favorite spring-summer scent that I'm wearing, is one that I've featured quite a bit. I don't know that I would say like I'm always talking about it, but it does pop up in my videos quite a bit, and that's because I have been really enjoying it. I've only had it for a few months. This is the newest fragrance in my, no, sorry, Zara was the newest fragrance. This is my second newest fragrance. This is a little bit more expensive. I believe these are on the higher end of, especially as a eau de toilette. I think it's $130, around $130. This is Chanel. I'll tell you what it is. This is Chanel. It's the Eaux de Chanel collection, and this is the Venise one. I love the scent of this. It's so fresh. It's fresh. It's slightly citrusy. It's slightly floral, slightly aldehydic, like a typical Chanel scent. Oh, I missed the paper. Cute. Oh, it's lovely. It's so easy to wear. It's not like, it doesn't go weird on your skin. It doesn't do anything strange. It's just a light, easy to wear, slightly citrus floral. Like I said, I love to layer this with the Hermes Jardin sur la Lagune. that's more spicy. So together they have this beautiful, like, spicy aldehydic, just gorgeousness. But on its own, it's amazing for out of the shower, for just picking you up, like a pick-me-up throughout the day. It's light, so you don't have to worry about being offensive to anyone. It's, of the Eau de Chanel, this is my favorite. It's also one of the newer ones. I think there might be one newer one now, but at the time I purchased it was one of the newer ones. But yeah, the Eau de Chanel Paris Venise, definitely one of my favorites. I love it, and I've been dousing myself. Yeah, like, I mean, that's really good for me for how many fragrances I have. And speaking of fragrance that I've been using like crazy, my number 2 for fragrances that I am loving in my collection this spring is Guerlain Shalimar Souffle de Lumiere. I freaking love this. Not my normal scent at all. I do like an oriental scent. However, some of the more vintage oriental scents, they're not my vibe. I mean, I'm not going to deny it. They are difficult. Some of them are difficult to wear. I have actually never tried the original Shalimar Souffle Eau de Parfum, or I think there's a Shalimar Souffle Intense. There may even be a Shalimar Souffle Eau de Toilette. The only other fragrance I've ever tried is the original Shalimar, which is okay, but not something I would want in my collection to wear all the time. Shalimar Souffle de Lumiere is just like it sounds. It is a beautiful, I keep missing my paper and it's like going directly on my dresser. It's a beautiful, sunny, light fragrance. When I say light, I don't mean the scent is light, like the weight of it is light, but it does make you think of bright lights, shining. It's just a good pick you up type of fragrance. It's a good, happy fragrance. I really enjoy wearing this on its own. I like layering this with other scents that are a little bit more heavy. I picked it up really inexpensively off of Fragrance Net or Fragrance X after I saw someone talking about it. Who was it? It could have been anyone. I'm drawing a total blank, but I picked it up really inexpensive and I haven't regretted it. I have not regretted it at all. It's beautiful and I love wearing this. So this is number 2. Number 2. Who recommended this to me? Or not to me, but who recommended this? I do not know. I cannot think. Anyway, whatever. My number 1 fragrance is actually, I haven't used it very often because I was using Still. My number 1 favorite fragrance for spring and summer that I've been wearing is, well, I'll just show you. I was gonna explain it, but I'll show you first and then explain. It's Miu Miu Twist. I've talked about this briefly in a lot of, maybe not a lot, but in some videos. I haven't worn, this is just a travel size I got from a Sephora sampler kit. And I haven't actually worn the travel size because I was using the little tester vial that came in the kit to try to increase the longevity of the fragrance. So yeah, I don't think I've ever sprayed this yet, but I might as well go ahead. It's gonna be done. I love this. I missed again. It's a fruity floral, just like I like. It's a little bit woody in the dry down, but it's not a heavy woody scent at all. Like, you wouldn't call it that. It would be, like, to me, it's a fresh, fruity floral scent. It's so weird because to me, this smells like it has, excuse me, to me, this smells like it has a note of pineapple. It smells like there's pineapple in the fragrance. It's upside down? No. Yes, it's upside down, sorry. To me, it smells like there's pineapple in here. As far as I can tell, there's no pineapple in it. There's no note of pineapple listed. But even on paper, something about it gives me pineapple vibes. And I think it's so delicious. It's like a fruity gourmand almost. It's just so good. It's so good. And I was using that little tester spray, like tester vial, like crazy. I think I had a couple of them because I had gotten them in different orders and such, and I was using them up like crazy. I don't know where any of them are now, so I'm gonna have to break into the travel. This is when I'm trying to get my hands on an inexpensive full size of this, but it is a newer release from Miu Miu, so I haven't seen it on the discount retailers yet. I'm keeping my eyes open. If you have seen them on Fragrance X or Fragrance Net or Perfume.com, any of those, let me know. Let me know. Because I really want to get a full size. So anyway, that was my number one pick for the favorite fragrances that I've had going on for the spring. I'm just going to go back through, just recap. Number one, Miu Miu Twist. Miu Miu Twist. Number two, Shalimar Souffle de Lumiere. Number three, Chanel Eaux Venise. Yeah, something like that. Number four, Zara Deep Garden. And number five, A.M. Bob Cape d'Antibes. So, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I had fun looking at my fragrances that I was using and really realizing which ones I was using the most. Obviously, to be Exotic Jungle here, I use her the most. I use this fragrance all the time. My favorite. It's absolutely my favorite right now. But I have talked about it. Oh! I found another sample of the Miu Miu Twist. Okay. I have talked about Exotic Jungle so much. It's Miu Miu Twist. Oh, I love it so much. Yeah, so that's it. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope that either some of these fragrances were interesting to you. You may want to go check them out. Okay, I'm going to stop babbling now, and I hope that you had a beautiful day, week, weekend, month, whenever you're seeing this. I hope that you've had a good time lately, that you're doing well, you're staying safe, you're staying healthy, and you're keeping your loved ones close into your heart, keeping them healthy in your heart and safe there as well. Sending all my love. I will see you